right in.
Yeah, let's jump right into our first guest. Streaming platform Netflix is breathing new life into the comedy genre. They have original specials with some of the country's most renowned comics. And this morning, we'll hear reviews for 3 in particular.
All right, so let's get to the expert here. Of course, we're talking about film critic Dale Pollak with those reviews. Good morning, Dale.
Good morning, Audrey. Welcome, Jackie and Brian. Nice to see you again.
Good to see you too, my friend.
All right, so let's start with Wanda Sykes. Her comedy special is titled I'm an Entertainer. What did you think about it?
Was it entertaining?
Yes.
Well, Wanda Sykes has been doing stand-up comedy for more than 30 years. So think about that. Try to be funny over that period of time, and she remains really funny. It's a wicked kind of humor in this special, which is called I'm an Entertainer. Some of her best material is about her French wife. She has a great way of imitating how she smokes. And Wanda Sykes is sharp. She's really pointed in a lot of her humor. She doesn't respect any sacred institutions. And to maintain this level of excellence over a career this long, I think is really impressive. Netflix has become the new home for stand-up comedy. It used to be HBO, now it's Netflix, and Wanda Sykes does not disappoint in this special.
Okay. What's your popcorn rating?
4 popcorns. You know,
Excellent.
she's still
okay.
really funny. And that's an accomplishment after a long and successful career.
Okay. Dale, that's great. We're off to a great start. I like this. I like the way this is trending too. It's been a long week and I need a good laugh this weekend, Dale. So the next one is Jim Gaffigan, Dark Pale. I've liked Jim Gaffigan's work for over the years. Does this one hold up?
So do I. I like his work. This one does not hold up. And I'm afraid you're going to find precious few laughs in this special. I'm sorry. At any rate, he's been doing comedy for 33 years. Ooh. So we have really veteran comedians here. The problem with Jim Gaffigan, his material feels tired. It doesn't feel incisive anymore. He doesn't really zero in on things. It's mostly kind of a litany of complaints. And I've been a big Jim Gaffigan fan over the years. He's been a mainstream comedian. He's also branched out. He had his own TV show. He pops up in shows here and there. He's a very good actor. He's just not a very funny comedian. And, you know, every once in a while you see people who you just feel, wow, the tread is worn out. And that's the way I felt about Jim Gaffigan. He just doesn't have that comedic bone that he used to have, that funny bone. And this special kind of limps along. I think there were 2 or 3 laughs in the entire hour.
Oh, wow.
And that's disappointing when you're making an investment in a comedy special.
Yeah. All right, what's your popcorn rating? I'm afraid to ask. 2
popcorn.
popcorn.
Oh, that's gold.
I hope he can come back, but I got to tell you, this special was pretty depressing.
Okay.
See, this is what to watch with Dale and what not to
Yes,
watch.
yes, that's really what it is.
Something that we don't want to watch.
Yeah.
Okay, what about Amy Schumer, Emergency Contact?
So this one I have watched.
Oh, you
yeah,
have?
yeah.
Yeah, another veteran comedian who has really achieved also a lot of success as an actress, a writer, and a director. And in this special, of course, she writes all of her own material, and she is terrific. She did a special when she was pregnant. She talks a lot about her husband and her child in this special, but it's never in a reverential way. It's always in a very sarcastic, almost macabre way. So Amy Schumer has maintained her edge over the years, and you know, it's kind of a contradiction with the way she looks. She can look very sweet. What comes out of her mouth is not very sweet. And she really can be cruel at times almost, but it's very self-deprecating. Her primary target is herself, her weaknesses, her foibles. She makes us identify with them. I think she's maybe the most successful female comedian working right now, based on her track record and how diverse her career has been. So, you know, you can't really go wrong with 2 of these 3 specials. I could have reviewed another 10 comedians on Netflix.
Okay.
That's how many there are these days. And we can use laughs in this political world.
Yeah.
So I would say it's a good time to check out comedy in the summer and make some of these evenings go by with some laughs.
Dale, let me, you got a 4 popcorn rating we see on the screen. I want to put you on the spot with
Yes.
an impromptu question
Oh.
because I know that you reviewed Sarah Silverman's special several weeks ago. If you can compare that to the Amy Schumer special or the Wanda Sykes special, if you can pick one of those 3, which one
Well,
would you pick?
they're all such different individuals,
Yeah.
but what they both have is a keen edge to their knife of comedy. They cut away at our culture and our self-illusions, and they deliver what comedians should deliver, a laugh and a kind of rueful look at yourself. And Wanda Sykes, Amy Schumer, and Sarah Silverman are at the top of their game. This is an era where I think the female comedians are more interesting than the male comedians.
Totally agree.
And so I think it's kind of a golden age of female comedy, and that's why Silverman, Schumer, and Sykes, all S letters, are really good choices for comedy.
Okay.
Would you give it 4 too, Jackie?
I think so. Yeah, I really
Amy
did like
Schumer?
it. Yeah, I enjoyed it. But I feel like I love comedy specials, so I'm always I'm big on them. I'm
I
looking
need to
forward to
watch
what's coming next. I appreciate those reviews, though.
I need to watch some more and get some more laughs. You're right. We can never use
Yeah.
we can never use enough of those.
Right.
Thank you, Dale. Have a great weekend. And for everyone at home, we have those titles for you again on your screen. Wanda Sykes, I'm an Entertainer. Jim Gaffigan, Dark Pale. Amy Schumer, Emergency Contact. All streaming on Netflix. And always stay updated with Dale by visiting DaleMPollock.com.